Okay, standard form. This is something that you do need to do to be able to get the highest grades. And it's something that maths don't really cover just yet. So, just like with graphs, science gets to do it first. Now, if you don't like my video, and fair enough, you might not, there are loads of videos on YouTube which do explain standard form as well. Feel free to seek those ones out or ask me questions, whatever works for you. But this is how I understand standard form, okay? Other teachers may work better for you for this, which is why I say do take a look for other things. Okay. So I've got a bunch of numbers here and I'm doing it on squared paper quite deliberately. Okay, so 1 is just 1, okay? And in standard form, we would write it like this. So in standard form, we write it like this. 1 times 10 to the 0. We have had to do literally nothing to it. And on your calculator, let's get the calculator here. We would type in, like, watch this, 1 times 10 to the 0. Okay, sorry, the focus is going. So that's 1 times 10 to the 0 equals, and it comes up with 1. That times 10 to the 0 just means we have done nothing to it. Okay? Now, we always like just one number in standard form. Okay, so 10. 1 times 10, but it's moved one place over to the 1. Okay, and again, get your calculators, check it. So 1 times 10 to the 1 equals 10. Now, the way I tend to think of it is you can either do it as this is how many zeros you're adding. So 100, you are adding 2 zeros. You are moving it 2 places to the left. So you'd say it's 1 times 10 to the 2. And we say times 10 to the 2 and not 1 times 10 squared. We just say to the 2. Or you can think of it like this. Anything to the 0 is 1. Anything times, so 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 10 to the 1. Okay, so if we just pop it in this, 10 to the 1 is 10. Anything times 10 is going to move it one place to the left. 10 squared is 100. Anything times 100 moves it 2 places to the left. So if I decided to do 2 times 10 to the 2, so that's 2 times 100, I should get 200. Bam, there we go. So if I decided to do 5 times 10 to the 3, I should get 5,000 because we've moved the 5 3 places to the left. 5,000, bam. So I go back to my 1,000. 1 times 10 to the 3. It's a really nice way of not having to write down lots of zeros, because when you start doing something like Avogadro's constant, which is 6 times 10 to the 23, you don't want to be writing down 23 zeros every time. It's actually 6.02 times 10 to the 23, but I'll get onto the points in a bit. Okay, so what if we want it to go the other way? Instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're going to do minuses. Minuses take us down through the decimals. So this is 1 times 10 to the minus 1. I'm moving it to the right now. And this is A-level maths bits now. So 10 to the minus 1 is how we write 1 over 10. Okay, just like with the units, we could have meters per second or ms minus 1, because that minus 1 means that you're dividing it. Okay, this is how you're expected to write the units at A level. You can do it GCSE as well. So as I say, I'm doing concepts which mathematically are a little bit further ahead than you need to be. But the good news is that you can put it in on a calculator and let the calculator do it. I'm just wanting you to kind of understand where we're coming from. Okay? So anything times by a tenth moves it over one space to the right. So 0.1. We have added 2 zeros in front of this one. We've moved it 2 places to the right. It's going to be 1 times 10 to the minus 2, because we've moved it 2 places over. Okay, so I said about Avogadro's constant, which is 6.02 times 10 to the 23. Okay, now this means that you've got a 6 with 23 zeros after it. Okay, that's all it means. 6 and 23 zeros, but we've got 6.02. So we've got 6, first zero is a 0, second zero is actually a 2, and we've got 21 zeros left to go after that 2. You'll come up against Avogadro's constant in chemistry in GCSE. I'm not quite sure which year. I think it's year 10 it's usually done in. Okay, so if we did 6.02 times 10 to the 2, just because it's easier on the zeros, we would get 602. Okay, I've moved that decimal point 2 places away. Okay, so 6 with 2 zeros, but wait, that second zero's a 2. And as I say, use your calculators. Okay, so play about. Do 2.48 times 10 to the 5. What do we get? We've got 2 with 5 numbers after it. Not all those numbers are zeros though, because of that decimal point. What about 58 times 10 to the 3? We've got 58,000, but in standard form it would be more properly written 5.8 times 10 to the 4 to get 58,000. As I say, this is how I understand standard form. It's about adding zeros and on to make the number bigger if it's positive, or to make the number smaller if it's negative. There are loads of great videos on YouTube which can explain it in a way that maybe it makes more sense for you as well. Okay, so there's a few questions on standard form for you to do. I'd like you to have a go at them. Please feel free to ask if you've got any questions. But yes, standard form, if you want 1,000, it's 1 with 3 zeros after it. So 1 times 10 to the 3. That's how I understand it. And hopefully you've understood it a little bit as well. Do let me know if you haven't, and I'll see if I can help. All right. Take care, and well, hopefully not see you soon, because hopefully you don't need any help. But yeah, take care and look after yourselves and have a lovely half term. Bye.